Good morning. My name is Haruna from Department of Biomedical Life Sciences at Ritsumeikan University. Would you like coffee? And do you like coffee? I like coffee, of course. I'd like you to see this movie.
Worldwide, we drink more than 400 billion cups of coffee a year. Finland tops the charts with on average 5 cups a day. Germany and Japan come in a close second and third. So the question needs to be asked, is coffee harmful?
It can be an important part of a healthy lifestyle.
Recent studies have shown that coffee consumption in moderation can potentially have a number of health benefits because coffee contains antioxidants.
An antioxidant is simply a naturally occurring chemical that fights the damaging effects of oxygen in the body. And the compounds in coffee are called polyphenols. These are found in many fruits and fruit juices, and they're also found in coffee because, of course, coffee comes from the coffee bean, which is then roasted and releases many of these compounds.
But the ingredient most coffee drinkers are interested in is the addictive stimulant, caffeine.
This typical cup of coffee would have about the amount of caffeine that would fill up about 1/4 of this teaspoon.
That's about 150 milligrams. Caffeine changes the brain's chemistry. It blocks the action of the chemical adenosine that's associated with sleep, which is why after a coffee, a person feels more awake. Caffeine activates the brain's pleasure center, which contributes to caffeine addiction. And it also triggers the sympathetic nervous system, setting off the fight or flight response. This stimulation injects adrenaline into your system, making you more alert and responsive.
What do you think about the movie? I wonder that coffee's ingredients like caffeine is good or bad. So my theme is caffeine. This is a caffeine. About 0.06 gram caffeine is included a cup of coffee. Please see another movie, Bugs of Caffeine.
Here we have Floyd, a mild-mannered man, a man like you and me. It's morning time, and as you can see, Floyd does not seem to have had a full night of rest. He needs a pick-me-up. Well, naturally, what he might want to start the day with is a hot cup of delicious coffee. Coffee is very popular indeed. For many of us in our busy lives, a fresh brewed cup of coffee is just the ticket. That extra perk, that extra step in our shoes. What is it about coffee that gives us that extra zap and extra zing? How was this morning beverage going to help tired old Floyd? Caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant. Its chemical formula is C8H10N402. How does this chemical work? Well, caffeine binds to a part of Floyd's brain called the adenosine receptor. Adenosine naturally slows down brain cell activity so Floyd can sleep. Caffeine connects itself to his adenosine receptor and causes his brain cells to speed up. Without caffeine, blood vessels in Floyd's brain dilate to let blood flow evenly in his brain while he sleeps. With caffeine in his brain, his blood vessels tighten and keeps him up and awake. Now that his brain cells are rapidly moving, his pituitary gland is alerted to an emergency. The pituitary gland fires a chemical called adrenaline. Pupils dilate. Breathing tubes open up. The liver releases sugar for extra energy. The heart beats faster. Muscles tense. Caffeine allows brain cells to move at a quickened pace. Floyd has gotten that extra zap and extra zing in his mind and body. Caffeine.
Caffeine works to our brain, and these effects appear. These effects are appeared, and these symptoms are felt. People have caffeine. People have caffeine from coffee when they are sleepy or they have headache. These effects is good for them. In other hand, this is bad effect of caffeine. Caffeine addiction. Caffeine addiction have two types, acute one and chronic one. Acute caffeine addiction is happen when people have so much caffeine in short time. When that time, these symptoms appear. This is like drug addiction, and they have no happiness. Getting worse, this effect did you death. So terrible. And chronic caffeine addiction happen to people who have caffeine every day. They stop caffeine, and they stop having caffeine, and they have these symptoms, the effect, headache, depression. This is like caffeine dependence. This is bad caffeine effect, and this is good caffeine effect. These are caffeine effect. Have you understand these caffeine effects? It is difficult, so you may get tired. Let's have coffee break.
Hey, I'm caffeine. I can use magic. I can do removing headache, keeping awake, preventing sleeping, having a compulsive cheat, and giving bad feeling. I'm caffeine. I can use magic. Do you like me?
Okay, let's begin again. I'll talk to you about effect of caffeine and amount of caffeine. If you have 10 gram caffeine, you will be this. 10 gram caffeine is about more than 100 cup of coffee. You will think that it is not terrible because we cannot have 100 cups of coffee. But don't feel it. If you are not this, you may have some symptoms. Acute caffeine addiction, 0.05 gram per kilogram caffeine makes you acute caffeine addiction. At 60 kilogram person, the amount is 3 gram. 3 gram caffeine makes him gives him these symptoms. The effect of caffeine is influenced from these elements: weight, time, and metabolism. These ability influence caffeine's effect. If a person has low ability of them, they have small caffeine effect, maybe, so that it is difficult to set caffeine amount to we get sick or we get terrible symptom. I'll talk about conclusion of my theme. In this poster, I concluded that under 1 gram caffeine is safe for us. For this conclusion, I use information from internet and paper. In fact, it will be wrong. I know 2 happening of my friend. They are strange. First, my friend has 7 cups of coffee, about 0.42 gram caffeine. He have them at the family restaurant from drink bar. After that, he had so bad feeling. Second is another my friend. She has 2 cup of coffee, about 0.12 gram caffeine. She drink coffee, and she often has bad feeling. They had under 1 gram caffeine, but they had bad feeling. The cause may be difference of their metabolism capacity. They might have little metabolism capacity, or this amount is too much. So it is difficult for me to set the border for many people. I'd like to drink less than 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day in my life. This is as my own border. What do you think my idea? I'm glad you to think about caffeine when you have coffee. Thank you.